Hey. Hey, welcome to the real episode 1 of The Parents' Room. Here we are. Okay, so we've
come up with a subject.
We've been talking, and we have talked many a time in the past about the names of our children. And when we were picking the names of our children, interesting story, as there are two. We'll start with Jillian. So, we named our first daughter Jillian Rebecca. And Rebecca is spelled the biblical spelling, which is Rebekah. So the CCA version. Anyway, I wanted to pick the name of our first child, and
we had Adeline May picked out first.
We did.
And we had some issues with that. It was getting popular, and
Addie.
I'm not big on things getting popular, names getting popular and using them, so we decided to...
Well, I mean, even still, Jillian's a popular name. I mean, it is now.
Not like Addie.
Addie's probably a lot popular now, but
anyway.
So, yeah.
Jillian is like 163 for that year.
It's scary that she knows that. That's what I'm talking about.
160 something for that year.
The scary fact that she knows.
Anyway, because it's important to me because I grew up in school with like 10 other Karens.
Which is such a boring name.
It is.
I mean, her name is like,
it's like Aaron with a K.
I mean, I've probably met some mean Karens in my life.
Everybody, there was like 10 or more Karens that I went to school with. But a lot of the people that, a lot of the, like my friends, their moms were actually named Karen.
Yeah, so it's a mom's name.
Then it was like even more weird because they're like 40 and I'm like, you know, a teenager.
That's, when I hear the name Karen, I think of a 40-year-old, like,
your
soccer mom. Yeah,
your
like
friend's mom.
Your friend's mom, or like a soccer mom, or some lady that drives a van with like 12 children, and like you open the van and it's like baseballs and like cleats fall out of the back.
Anyway, so I do not
Karen.
I do not want to name my children names that are like so crazily popular. So we wanted Adeline May, but we decided against Adeline May. I was working at a daycare at the time, and there were like a bunch of Addies and Addison and Adeline, Adeline, blah blah. So we decided against it. And
which my grandma's name is Addie, like her actual name, her actual first name. She goes by Laura.
That's one of the reasons why we're gonna use it, but it was just too popular.
It's kind of an old school name, but anyway, now it's really popular.
Anyway, I'm glad we didn't because I've only met like, other than my cousin, I've only like met I think like 2 other Jillians.
Yeah, I'd say that. I've met your cousin, and
And now my cousin.
She had a friend who
lives
had a daughter.
in Florida.
Yeah, she had a friend who had a daughter whose name was Jillian also. So that's the only 2 Jillians that I ever knew. Ever actually knew. And then when we were having her, the show Biggest Loser was still like really popular, and Jillian Michaels was like super popular at the time with that show. But and I like the name. I mean, it's a good strong name.
So how we decided on it is all those name journals that he was telling me about. I went back into one of them from like 10 years before that, 10 or more years before that. And I had put that I like the name Lily Rebecca and call her Lily Becca. But Lily was also very popular, so we didn't want to use Lily either. And I said, Dan, I wish there was something that was like Lily, but not Lily. And then he suggested, well, what about
Jilly.
And I said, yes, that's it.
So, we chose to call her Jillian because I thought, I don't like the name Jill. Neither of us like the name Jill. It's too plain and anyway. So, Jillian, I felt was more, I was thinking more in the future for her because if she grows up and becomes a CEO of some company, and they're like, "Hey, Jilly," it's like it's too child sounding, so like too kiddish sounding. That's the word. If it isn't, it is now. So I thought Jillian was more of a stronger name, and we picked Jillian Rebecca, and we call her Jilly Becca.
But she also is known by everybody as JB.
Everybody knows her as JB, even though B is not her actual.
It's Jilly Becca. Short for Jilly Becca.
Yeah, it's technically JR, but we ain't gonna call her Junior. Even though she is a little me.
Yeah.
She was like.
Anyway.
I mean, talking about like cookie cutter copy of me in female form. She's like a mini Dan.
They butt heads
Just
a lot.
Crazy. Oh yeah, that's probably why. Me and Jillian don't always see eye to eye. I love my daughter to the bottom of my soul, but me and her don't always get along.
Anyway, so we decided on. I said, well, what about Jilly Rebecca? And he said, no, we'll do Jillian because it sounds more.
Yeah.
Grown up, you can use it later as a grown up name, not like a baby name.
Yeah. So Jillian was the name that we picked. We ended up picking, and there she is, Jillian Rebecca.
And we call her Jilly Becca or JB, and she will probably be referred to as JB in the shows.
On to baby number 2. Which this one, we both. I picked the middle name initially for our second daughter.
Well, we had thought about Olive. We really
I love the name Olive because it's
not. We really like Olive. It's not common.
It's not at all.
And it's just different. But I couldn't find a middle name that matched Olive other than like Clementine. And Olive Clementine just sounds too like fruity.
It's
too fruity.
And it's like vegetables and fruit. It's like cornucopia of a name.
Anyway, so I was like, we can't name her Olive Clementine because that's like too fruity or something. I don't know. So we decided that we would change it to something.
She came up, like, we had talked about the name Sailor in the past. And every time...
Before Jillian.
Yeah, before Jillian even. So every time Karen brought the name of Sailor into the picture, which was in one of her little journaling book things, and I wasn't really a big fan because it always reminded me of the show Sailor Moon, which not a lot of people know what Sailor Moon is, even though it's not spelled the same way.
I just passed through the channel.
I didn't watch the show either.
So he had a big deal about Sailor Moon, and with Jillian, we didn't name her Sailor because he said Sailor Moon. We didn't name her that. So then we got to actually pregnant with number 2, and
ultimately we ended up.
I said, Jilly Becca. I said, run. He was in the bathroom at the moment, and he had the door locked and shut and everything.
I don't remember any of this.
And
just I've got the worst memory.
He has the worst memory. He doesn't remember anything.
I couldn't even tell you what the first thing I said in this video was.
She goes in there, or goes to the door, knocks on the door. He's like, what, Jillian? I'm going potty, I'll be done in a minute. He said, I told Jillian to run down the hall and knock on the door and tell Daddy that she wanted to use the name Sailor. So she ran down the hall and she said, Daddy, we want to use the name Sailor. And then she ran back down the hall. And about 10 minutes after that, he must have been going number 2 or something, I don't know. It took him forever.
What?
So he comes out of the bathroom and he's like, all of a sudden, I had like already put it out of my head because he had been telling me, no, Sailor Moon, Sailor Moon. So he comes out and he's like, okay. I'm like, okay, what? He's like, okay. I'm like, to what? He's like, okay to whatever you told me. If you don't remember what you told me, then never mind. I'm like, are you talking about the name? And he was like, I don't know, am I? I'm like, Sailor? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, okay. I was like, really? It was that easy?
Okay, I think I remember this now.
The whole
she
time.
recalls it.
The whole time, it was that easy.
Brings
that
it all
easy.
back.
All I had to do was have Jilly Becca go to the door and ask him that we wanted Sailor. And
So
then
anyway.
he came in and he was like, yes, we can do that. So
we picked him. Okay, ultimately we ended up picking Sailor, and we used it.
Spelled it.
Like Taylor with an S.
Right.
So anyway, we initially picked the middle name Belle, like in Disney Belle.
Like a
Beauty
Southern
and the Beast.
Belle.
Yeah.
Is what you wanted.
Belle. So we did a video, announcing our birth and all that stuff, and I don't know, you remember that video? Anyway.
Announcing the gender.
Yeah, it was a gender announcement. Anyway.
See, you don't remember.
Yeah, I thought it was the birth, but anyway, it shows how much I remember. But anyway, so we ended up not using Belle, and we went with Dell.
Which
like
Belle was
D-E-L-L-E.
Belle was B-E-L-L-E.
We just replaced the B with the D.
Yeah, we just did D-E-L-L-E. Because
for her Nana.
My Nana, aka Nana, she is my great grandma, and she.
You just said Nana, aka Nana.
My Nana, aka great grandma.
No, you said my Nana, aka Nana.
Oh, whatever. My Nana, aka my great grandma. She is 103 years old. She will be 104 in June, and she is still sharp.
Sharp as a tack.
Sharp as a tack in her mind.
She's hard. I don't know. I noticed at Christmas time she's starting to get a little.
Anyway,
flighty.
She
for the first time ever.
She is 103 and a half years old. And
no. 103 years mature.
Oh yeah, and she does not call herself old. She calls herself just merely mature. Anyway, her name is Virginia Dolores, but she goes by Dolores. Well, Dolores is such an old name. I mean, it's 103 years old, apparently, that I didn't want to use Dolores. So I asked Dan if we could change Belle to Dell for my Nana. And how we changed it, or how I found out he was going to change it from Belle to Dell, was we were in Target doing our registry, and he was like, what do you want me to write for the name, for the registry name? I'm like, just write Sailor, because we don't know what her middle name's going to be. He's like, I'm just going to write Sailor. I'm going to write Sailor Belle. I was like, okay. So he writes Sailor Dell, types Sailor Dell in, and then when it, printed out, he, gives it to me, and it's got Sailor Dell on it. I'm like, okay, so you chose Sailor Dell? He's like, yeah,
Guess that's what it's going to be then.
I guess it's going to be that.
So anyway, yeah, that's
There's a lot of people that were mad at us about changing Belle to Dell.
Which is not really a big deal at all.
A lot of people were mad.
Just so you know, not every one of these episodes is going to be about baby names or anything like that.
No.
We're just kind of giving you a little. This is chapter 1.
This is the backstory.
Yeah, it's more of a backstory kind of logging of our past life.
So anyway. Jilly Becca was born.
So Jillian Rebecca and Sailor Dell.
Yep.
And those are our two babies, and they are
both girls.
Extremely different from each other. Sailor is
high maintenance, but much more laid back. And Jillian is clingy and clingy.
She just look. This child. Okay, she's not really that clingy. Sailor's clingy. Okay, that's not what I meant. I meant that she is
Remember, he doesn't remember anything.
She doesn't like to play by herself in her bedroom.
Julie Becca does not like to go play by herself in her room.
If you tell her to go play, it's
you have to make her go to her room like she's punished.
Yeah, you gotta like put her in timeout to go play. It's like, hey, go play, you're in timeout.
JB, go to your room and play. No, I'm gonna be in here with y'all.
Yeah, she wants to hang out close to us. And Sailor will just go in her room all by herself. She's 1 year old.
Sailor goes to her room.
She'll go to her room, play with her toys, and just sit quietly and
reads her books like she just knows what they say. And
she's studying. She's plotting world domination.
Yeah. Anyway, Sailor is very, very hyper and high maintenance. She is known as the queen around here. And Julie Becca is, she's
Little
like
Dan.
The singer, dancer.
Free spirit.
Yes.
She's definitely a free spirit.
Yeah.
She's gonna be like one of those like
tree huggers.
Yeah. She'll be a tree hugger or somebody who's like, Mom, you can't eat that because it's got eggs in it or something stupid like that. No offense to any vegetarians or vegans out there, I'm just saying.
Anyway.
That's how she's going to be when she gets older. She's going to be the one that is eating organic food only, gluten-free, shopping at Whole Foods.
Yeah.
And
she is really...
She'll be a dancer.
Yeah. She loves to dance. She loves to sing. Anything with... Yeah. She loves arts and crafts.
Alright. So there's the backstory on our two babies. And I'll show some pictures of them.
And they were born,
You've already seen pictures of them. I've already shown them in the video. What am I talking about?
Julie Becca, her birthday is May 26th, 2010. And
Sailor is
November 22nd, 2013.
2013. So she has just had her first birthday. Anyway.
She's 13.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy when you think about like how fast the time goes by.
Fast.
You don't even. I don't know. It's like in the blink of an eye, your kids grow up. That's one of the things that we. This is why I wanted to make this channel, because it's like it's a good way to reflect on what has happened and just being a young parent. We're still young, I'm 28 and she's about to be 27 in a few hours, and it's just, we got married when we were a little younger, which is okay, but yeah, we've stuck through it, and we're coming on 6 years, and on to the next 60. How old will you be at that time?
The next 60 years.
You'll be 87 years old. Oh. That would be cool, though.
Just remember, you're 2 years old.
Yep, I'll be closing in on 90. That would be, wow. I don't want to live that old.
I don't want to live that old. But I probably will, because my Nana's lived 103 and a half.
Yeah, I don't know. People live longer these days anyway. So, and people in my family most of them live pretty long. Yeah, I haven't experienced many deaths in the family.
That's because they all died before you were born.
Well, yeah, because your mom was young when she had you, though. So that's why your great grandma's still alive.
That long.
Some of them did. My grandma Alice lived to be like old, way old, 98.
How do you know? Let's go back in the files and figure this out.
We'll call my mom. We will.
If she has a memory like you, she won't know.
Well, it's her grandma? I think she lived in South Carolina. Gaffney. Gaffney, South Carolina. We went there a few times too. It is way. Oh, you're talking about going in the deep south? Go to Gaffney, South
By
Carolina.
the way,
that's
we
deep
live-
south right there.
We live in Wilmington, and
We live in Wilmington, North Carolina, which is the.
we live on the outskirts of Wilmington.
We live in Wilmington. We live in Wilmington.
We live very close to Wilmington. We're on the line between Wilmington and Castlehane.
North Carolina.
Yes.
You have to tell them because there could be somebody watching in like Abu Dhabi or something.
They're like, Delaware.
Yeah.
We don't live in Delaware.
We don't live in Delaware.
North
we live
Carolina.
in Wilmington. Well, the Wilmington, North Carolina.
Right. Wilmingwood.
Yeah. Screen Gem Studios. I'm sure you've heard of Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill.
Michael Jordan
Grew up here. He grew up right down the road. Went to Laney High School, which is right up the street.
He grew up on Gordon Road.
Which would have been Jordan Road.
Which they were going to make
anyway,
into
who
Jordan
cares?
Road.
Anyway. So yeah, Wilmington, North Carolina, the Wilmington. A lot of people here. A lot of people transplanted from other
A lot
places.
of elderly people here.
Yep.
Retirees.
It's definitely a retirement area. Southport would be your biggest retirement area. What is it? Jamestown. Or something like that. I think that's what it's called. Isn't that called Jamestown? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jamestown Plantation or something like that.
Yeah.
Gated community with an enforced speed limit of 15 miles per hour.
I thought it was like 12.
It might be 12. It could be something like that. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you next episode, which will hopefully be tomorrow or maybe the next day. Who knows? We might do a bi-weekly, like 2 a week kind of thing. I don't know yet. I haven't really decided. We'll figure it out. But we hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And we'll be back. We'll see you soon.